remaining faithfully to God out of textoi acute miritra longo. Repentance 770 after King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had carried captives off with King Jehoiachin of Judah in 617 BCE, Jehovah gave the prophet Jeremiah a vision. Good figs in the vision represented the exiles of Judah who were taken to Babylon and whom Jehovah would in time restore to their land. Bad figs represented King Zedekiah, his princes, and others like them that were not then taken into exile, actually the larger number of Jerusalem's and Judah's inhabitants as well as those living in Egypt. In 607 BCE nearly all those in Judah were killed or exiled at the final destruction of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar. And later the ones in Egypt, including those who fled there after 607 BCE, suffered when Nebuchadnezzar made a military excursion into that land. J 24. 1-10. 44. 14. 46. 13-17. Bar 1. 1-6. Jehovah promised the faithful remnant, those who repented of their sins for which he let them go into exile, that he would collect them together as a flock in a pen. Nic 2. 12. This he did in 537 BCE with the return of a remnant of the Jews under Zerubbabel. As 2. 1, 2. They were formerly limping, but Jehovah gathered them, and even though they were under Persian domination, because of having Governor Zerubbabel over them and because true worship was re-established at the temple, God was again their real king. Mic 4. 6, 7. They would become like dew from Jehovah, which brings refreshment and prosperity, and they would be courageous and strong like a lion among the beasts of a forest. Mic 5. 7-9. This latter prophecy apparently had a fulfillment during the Maccabean period, resulting in the preservation of the Jews in their land and the preservation of the temple, until the Messiah's coming. The name of the prophet Isaiah's son Shahada shall be incorporated to the noun Shia verb, Sha'ar, and meant the mere remnant those remaining over will return. The name was a sign that Jerusalem would fall and its inhabitants would go into exile, but that God would have mercy and bring back a remnant to the land. Issa 7. 3. No remnant left to Babylon. Babylon was used by God to punish his people, but she went beyond what was necessary and took delight in oppressing and mistreating them and intended to hold them in exile forever. This was actually because Babylon was the chief exponent of false worship and hated Jehovah and his worship. For these reasons God declared, I will cut off from Babylon name and remnant and progeny and posterity. Issa 14. 22. Eventually, Babylon became a complete and permanent desolation, with no remnant to return to rebuild her. A remnant of Israel accepts Christ. When Jesus Christ came to the nation of Israel, the majority rejected him. Only a remnant expressed faith and became followers of him. The Apostle Paul applies certain prophecies of Isaiah 10. 22, 23. 1. 9 to this Jewish remnant when he writes, Moreover, Isaiah cries out concerning Israel. Although the number of the sons of Israel may be as the sand of the sea, it is the remnant that will be saved. For Jehovah will make an accounting on the earth, concluding it and cutting it short. Also, just as Isaiah had said aforetime, unless Jehovah of hosts had left a seed to us, we should have become just like Sodom, and we should have been made just like Gomorrah. Row 9. 27-29. Again Paul uses the example of the 7,000 left in Elijah's time who had not bowed to Baal, and he says, In this way, therefore, at the present season also a remnant has turned up according to a choosing due to undeserved kindness. Row 11. 5. The spiritual remnant. In Revelation 12 John recorded his vision of a woman in heaven, and a dragon, and concluded that part of the vision, saying, And the dragon grew wrathful at the woman, and went off to wage war with the remaining ones (pon of her seed, who observe the commandments of God and have the word of bearing witness to Jesus. These remaining ones who textoi acute miritra longo. Repentance 771 no middle.io related to nous, the mind, disposition, or moral consciousness, meaning perceive, discern, mentally grasp, or be aware. Hence, me middle.no middle.io literally means after knowing in contrast to foreknowing, and signifies a change in one's mind, attitude, or purpose. Me middle.milo middle.my, on the other hand, comes from milo, meaning care for or have interest in. The prefix me middle.ta after gives the verb the sense of regretting. Noun 21. 29. 2 8. Or repenting. Thus, me.r.no.eo stresses the changed viewpoint or disposition, a rejecting of the past or intended course or action as undesirable. Ray 2. 5. 3. 3. While me.ta.me.my lays emphasis on the feeling of regret experienced by the person. Mount 21. 29 as the Theological Dictionary of the New Testament edited by G. Kittle, Volume IV, p. 629 comments. When, therefore, the New Testament separates the meanings of these terms, it displays a clear awareness of the unchangeable substance of both concepts. In contrast, Hellenistic usage often effaced the boundary between the two words. Translated by G. Bromley, 1969. Of course, a changed viewpoint often brings with it a changed feeling, or the feeling of regret may precede and lead to a definite change in viewpoint or will. 1 Sir 24. 5-6